Okay, everybody, the show's about to start. Sit down. Find your seats. Come on. Find your seats. Sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's performance is about to begin. Please ensure your mobile phone is switched off. We'd also like to remind you that flash photography is not permitted. Now, on to our feature presentation, Jack and Rob Save Hollywood. Enjoy the show.
This is Jack and Rob Save Hollywood.
Yes, it is.
And in this one, we're going to take on the new product that hasn't even been written yet, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, they've announced that they're going to make a Suicide Squad live-action movie. And considering the source, considering the people involved, considering the track record of the Warner Brothers franchise in its movie form and in its cartoon form, not excluding the TV form.
Yeah, and the straight-to-video cartoons are terrible now.
But the cartoons, the animated stuff, the movie stuff, it is all dog shit between two pieces of Wonder Bread. And Wonder Bread
Wonder Twins?
Yes, Wonder Twins. It's going to be one of those, is it?
Yeah, when I say random things. So you have seen...
That's my job, by the way. I say the wild, random things.
Oh, I'm sorry, am I stepping on your job?
Yes.
Anyways, you've seen... We're talking about Suicide Squad, and you have seen Assault on Arkham, which I have not. Mm-hmm. And that is pretty much a Suicide Squad movie.
It is not a Suicide Squad movie because none of the characters are Suicide Squad characters. None of the characters
They just look like them?
Yeah, vaguely. They don't have the...
So let's talk about the issues with that first. To get that on the table and say, WB, do not do this. What were the issues with Assault on Arkham?
Arkham, okay. They kind of dressed it up like a teen kids movie because it's based on a video game. It's got a campy, it's got an anime feel to it. Everything says, hey, this is gonna be some fun wacky hijinks involving the Suicide Squad, and then the violence for violence sake happens almost immediately. Harley Quinn bites a guy's ear off just because she can. King Shark bites a guy's head off because he can. Deadshot shoots a guy's head off just because he can. And I'm talking, this
one right after another.
One right after the other.
But
I look and go,
that is the new 52 Suicide Squad.
Yes. Now, are we going to go New 52 Suicide Squad or a classic old school, you've read every Suicide Squad?
I like the old school Suicide Squad.
I remember Suicide Squad as a kid. I still have some around. Which of those two? I've got my hands out, my palms up.
What are they going to do, or what do we want them to do?
Well, we got to start with what they're going to do.
They're going to do New 52.
Okay.
Well, but they're going to do New 52, but wimp out and not do King Shark. And not do, like, the supernatural bits. They're going to try to make it like Batman, where it's realistic.
Which, if I were making the movie, I would probably head in sort of that direction as well. The King Shark in Assault on Arkham isn't a shark. I'll tell you that right now.
He doesn't look like a shark?
I didn't want to ruin it for you.
He doesn't look like a shark?
No.
What's the point?
The point is, you remember on He-Man, Trapjaw?
Yeah.
That's who he is.
Yeah, but the whole point is he's a hammerhead shark.
It's been months and you haven't seen it yet. That's the surprise.
That was the whole thing you were keeping inside the whole time.
Every time you said they use King Shark and inside a little bit,
I wanted to say, no, it's not.
But there was a little bit of glee knowing that at some point you'd be in your home, your own home, your own chair, a drink in front of you.
Finally get down to watch this movie.
Put your feet up and go, it can't be that bad. And when King Shark shows up, I wanted you to just go like, fuck!
And whip something into my screen, yes.
Just throw things and have a tantrum. Tip your desk over. I want things flown out your window. It can't be a goddamn hammerhead shark. Why can't it be a shark? No, it's a guy. It's just a guy who looks like Trapjaw from He-Man.
So that's New 52. We're both pretty vocal about how much it sucks.
It does.
But Suicide Squad is one of the few things that actually kind of works in New 52. Maybe because of the subject matter and that it is.
Yeah.
They're not the original Suicide Squad, but they're still a Suicide Squad.
Which the Suicide Squad has a rotating roster.
Yeah,
It's not set to a certain team.
But they are amoral.
There's some flag.
Yeah, main guys like Deadshot's always on it.
Yeah. So like the flagships aside, you can mix and match, and by design, that's the way it's for like and there's no questions as to why. It was
These
a
are
brilliant-
criminals who are in jail, and the U.S. government uses them as pretty much assassins or
a really
problem solvers.
brilliant premise to get around a lot of tropes and really have why because
Yeah.
why can you send this guy and he's not on the team before? Well, because he's a criminal
Yeah.
and he's sent with the rest of the criminals to do some dirty work. Oh, well, why are they going to do it if they well, because they've got bombs implanted
Yeah.
in them, and if they don't,
Or they haven't, or originally it had like neck braces that had bombs in them. It wasn't
Yeah.
even planted.
so it's a very it's a very interesting jumping off point for
And
a
it makes the villains, you can use them as good guys.
right. You can take
In a way.
You could take someone who's popular, but he's a villain, and you go, well, this guy's a badass. I can't make him a good guy
He gives them a reason to do good things, I guess. Or at least morally gray things.
because a rather short in stature, rotund Amanda Waller is
Oh,
telling them to.
no, not New 52. She's a Nubian princess.
Oh, so Storm is in charge of...
No, actually, I think she's still short, but she's hot.
Yeah, the Amanda Waller in Arrow.
Yeah, she's similar to that, which is
Yeah.
fine. And I don't care about that as much. Maybe she went on a diet, but and in Arrow, you brought up Arrow. Arrow is the Suicide Squad in Arrow is not 100% accurate, but it's
not
still
perfect.
great. Yeah,
It's not perfect.
and we said that Suicide Squad should be a TV show spin-off from Arrow, not a movie. But they don't listen to us. So it is going to be a movie. And you're saying to do New 52? I'm saying to do Old School. Nobody loved. They'd never do Old School, but they will do New 52. But problem with New 52 is you can't do King Shark. You can't. Well, they can. Guardians of the Galaxy proved that you can have somebody like Groot. If you can have somebody like Groot, you can have a guy who looks like a shark who bites people.
No matter what, no one's going to be clamoring when they're leaving the theater for a King Shark toy.
Dancing King Shark?
Dancing King Shark. No
Awesome.
one's. If there's one person going, baby dancing King Shark, I have to have one for Christmas, I'll be astounded. So it's an unfair comparison.
I'll be saying that.
Looks like a regular guy.
No.
I kept that under my hat for so long.
No, not in this movie. If they're doing New 52, they have to have realistic.
I
King
wanted you to
Shark. I know.
see it.
You wanted me to cry
But now we're doing this podcast, and I had to let that meow cat out of the
Yeah.
bag. It's
because I'm never going to see that movie.
okay, because it is terrible. It is terrible.
So the original, well, not the original Suicide Squad, but the big Suicide Squad from the 80s was John Ostrander wrote it. And it was Deadshot, we had Captain Boomerang,
Those two are staples. Gotta have
Bronze
them.
Tiger. Bronze Tiger's a staple.
Yep.
Later on they had Cheetah, and is that her name? Cheetah? Wonder Woman villain? She can
Yeah.
take on things.
Yeah.
And they had, my favorite guy is the guy, he wasn't in it much, but he was like a master of disguise. I can't remember his name. Maybe that's the point.
Oh.
But he was really cool.
Maybe it's me.
And they were led by Flag. He was like the guy that wasn't in jail, but he was like their leader.
Yeah.
And then he lost the plot and went insane and ended up trying to kill the president or something like that.
Yeah, because sometimes they do have they change leadership up as well, which again makes a perfect storyline out of almost no storyline. Sometimes the Unknown Soldier showed up.
Yep, Unknown Soldier was in it a lot. Yeah,
He shows up and goes, "Hey, I'm the new leader." And
yeah, because they're like, well, we need a military leader, and he's a military guy.
and now he runs things different. Now
Yeah.
the precision assassin type way that they try and run it when Deadshot's in charge, where he's got one way of doing things. Now you have the Unknown Soldier,
Who's more willing to sacrifice people for the mission and things like that.
who literally is like a grunt who storms a beach.
I think the answer is not new or old. I think the answer is a mix, because you do want Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
You want her in it, and you want Deadshot, and maybe King Shark, because I love King Shark. But also, you do want Bronze Tiger. You do want Cheetah to get some ethnic diversity, like
Yeah.
because both of them are African American.
That doesn't bother me
But you
for
want a nice
diversity,
mix.
but I
And-
don't want or don't not want a nice
Captain
mix.
Boomerang, because he's hilarious.
Yeah, he plays off of the good thing is
He's like the ultimate villain. He even when he's trying to do good things, he's still a jerk, and
he is still a douche the
Yeah.
entire time.
and nobody even when they were saving Australia at one point, and Australia like disowned him because he's such an asshole.
And he is the guy. When Deadshot is, you give him a mission, he fulfills that mission.
Yeah.
And it's not because he has the bomb. It's not because he's been told. It's because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And he's looking out. He's got a backstory.
Yeah.
Something that DC doesn't do anymore. He has a backstory.
Yeah, he was suicidal, and he's
got a
amazing.
kid that he cares about
Yeah, he has
more
a
than
kid.
anything else, and everything that he does is...
Well, the whole point was he didn't... I love this part about Deadshot, was that he had a kid, and they're like, well, you reunited with your child. He said, no, I don't want that. I want him to have a good life. I don't want him to know me, or her. I don't remember if it was a girl or a boy. And I don't want her to know me at all. I want her to live her own life because I'm bad,
care of.
but I want her to be taken care of.
Because he's toxic, he's poison. If he got in contact with her, it would be bad. He knows that.
Yeah, so he doesn't want anything to do with her. He just wants her to have a good life, and that's
be
what he's
financially
working for.
well off, and he doesn't even tell anyone that. That's just what he brings that inside to the table, and you can, if you think about it while you're watching what he's doing, that makes sense. Boomerang.
He doesn't care. He's just a jerk. Yeah.
He's just a jerk, and that is.
He's going there for the chicks or for the money,
just to make people look stupid. Like he'll just go out and do stupid things just to.
And I loved the original Suicide Squad. Also had a lot of they were in a prison and they were prisoners, so they had like a therapist. So they'd have to do therapy sessions, and so that's how you find out about their backstories and stuff. It was like. And at one point, Deadshot falls in love with a therapist, and they almost have a relationship. But once again, he doesn't want to get close because he knows he's a bad person.
Because he's almost a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy that he's stuck into what he's become an assassin. He's
just so good at his job. He's just too good at his job to pass it up.
Or they won't let him out. Yeah,
the money's too good, and he can justify it in his head.
But he's super moral,
and I guess if I kill this guy, he peddles drugs, or he's an industrialist who's taking advantage.
He's got morals. Yeah, he's not going to kill children or women.
But you put him beside an Australian douche.
Yeah.
And a psychopath, because like Harley Quinn's a psycho.
That was the best part. The New 52, Harley Quinn and him having a relationship was hilarious.
Because it's uncomfortable to watch.
And he knew it was bad, but he was like, well, at times she's nice and like a really nice person and great to be around, and then she goes off the deep end.
Yeah, because she's so wild. She's all over the place.
Yeah.
So at times it's like, oh.
This is perfect, and then other times she's just nuts.
Bronze Tiger, he's literally a thug.
But he was controlled by the mask, and then he's once again, he's pretty honorable, and he was possessed really by the Bronze Tiger mask. So yeah, he did really bad things, but then it turned out it's the mask that was making him do the bad things, and he felt really repentant about it.
So he had a story arc.
Oh yeah, he had a big arc.
You've got
him and Cheetah dated for a while.
So you have a team of people who are almost diametrically opposed.
Oh, the best person would Count Vertigo was on the team too. He was great. Another suicidal character. he was a count of some eastern country, and he didn't want to rule, and he had anxiety issues and all. And really deep characters. And this was in the 80s. John Ostrander is an amazing writer, and they should have him write the movie.
Yeah, but if they actually put the competent people in charge of doing these things, they wouldn't be in the position they are,
and they'd be successful.
B, they'd be successful, and we wouldn't.
Sadly, they are successful. That's the worst thing about it.
And C, we wouldn't have this job.
Our job, quote unquote, is to fix Hollywood. You're right. We wouldn't need to be here if John Ostrander was writing it. We wouldn't have to be here.
We wouldn't have to be here.
Okay.
We'd be slinging ice cream out of a truck for kids in the sweltering heat. That's hey.
And then we make a deal with the devil and turn into Violator, and then Spawn has to stop us.
You can turn into Violator. I'll turn into Sweet Tooth, and we'd be the clown.
The clown princes of crime.
Terrible twosome of crime. Oh my god.
And the Joker. We missed the Joker in all this.
He doesn't sell ice cream.
True. Anyways, yeah, so this movie. What are you thinking about?
Okay, let's get to the meat of it.
Yeah.
We're writing the movie now. We've determined that they're going to blow it because they don't know what they're doing. Arrow's doing it right, but they do everything right. So that's like saying the sun is that big bright thing in the sky.
And even they've only had really one Suicide Squad episode where they actually went on a mission.
Yes,
and it was really good. But that's it's easy to do one episode.
Okay, well you're saying give it another shot. I'm saying that Deadshot's been in it quite a bit, Bronze Tiger's been in it quite a bit, and Amanda Waller's been in it quite a bit. I think that individual pieces have been done and done well. That once you put them together,
I'm saying actual Suicide Squad. Yeah.
You've already got the mix together, but
so for a movie. There's been so many good episodes, comics.
And Arrow, I don't want this, to derail again. Arrow is a different version of Deadshot. He's kind of
He's a little bit more evil.
He's a bit smarmy, and he's a bit, He's a
But
bit-
even that episode showed a bit more humanity.
he has a humanity, but his exterior is a bit more like greasy.
Yeah,
Hey, Diggle, your brother. I had to shoot him because someone paid
but
me.
I'm just the weapon. Yeah,
Yeah, like if someone else pulled the trigger. Like he's got a bit of a greasier side, and I like it. And if they went in that direction, I wouldn't complain.
yeah, he's fine as he is. Even Deathstroke was on the team for a bit, which is kind of interesting.
Well, Assault on Arkham, he's
Is
back.
Deathstroke in it? Yeah.
Deathstroke is the new leader, and he brings with him the Joker's cousin or whatever.
Joker's daughter.
Joker's daughter, yeah.
And Harley and Joker don't.
Awful.
Joker's daughter don't like each other. Joker's daughter's just some girl who stole Joker's face,
And
literally his skin,
yeah,
and she wears it.
no,
She's a little too extreme for my taste. She's an extreme version of Harley.
it's like someone took Harley Quinn and said in the 90s this is
Yeah.
what she'd be, and Jim Lee went, run with it.
Yeah, it's a much more extreme version of Harley, which is Harley's. Even the new Harley is a more extreme version of Harley.
Yes.
So this is like a double up. It's a double down of extreme.
Yeah, well, if,
I don't mind the new Harley. At first I was against her because she's not wearing her Harley Quinn suit and she's not Mr. Jang.
Yeah.
But she's a little bit more slutty, but she's a little bit more fun.
She's
So-
not putting in too much.
Not
but
as much, yeah.
But she's now
She's her own woman now.
coming
and-
to her own.
Yeah. And
she was a sidekick.
And
now
I love how
she's-
at first she's like, oh, she's just a slutty version of Harley, but then, and especially in her own comic, it's more about, it's nothing wrong to act like, there's nothing wrong being like her.
she's a powerful woman.
Yeah.
And she does what
She's
she
nuts.
wants when
Like,
she
there's no
wants.
question she's nuts.
Yeah, but
She talks to a dead
stuffed
beaver.
Yeah, beaver.
So there's just that, but
At some point,
but
when
I like the fact that, yeah, she
someone goes, "Oh, she's objectifying." No, she's literally
she-
the opposite.
this is how
of that.
she wants to be like, and that's how she is. Yeah.
And she doesn't let any society
Yep.
or laws.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Nothing
tell
control
her what
yeah.
to do. She
She's
doesn't conform.
extreme feminist, really.
Whereas Joker's daughter is like, "Hey, let's do that, but then let's make her ride a skateboard." She'll say, she'll quip a bit.
Yeah.
She'll.
I don't see the point of her. I don't see the point
She'll,
of Joker's
she'll
daughter.
drink energy drinks
Yeah.
and any other bad tropes from
She
the
makes
90s.
Harley look sane. Like, that's the thing.
And there's like most things we've discussed backstories and character development and arcs and what makes the character. She found some skin on a beach and she slapped it on, and that's her. That's what passes now for the
As
New
a
52
backstory, yeah.
as a backstory. Harley Quinn, if you've read
Mad Love.
Death of
or,
the Family,
Or Death of, yeah. Mad Love was the original one. Or watch the original cartoons. Or
she has a rich history of intricate things that you can see, the ups and downs.
Yeah.
All of the characters it used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, it used to be a thing where you introduce a character and you built them up as a proto character, villain or hero.
And that's what Arrow does to such a great
Oh
degree.
my God, so good! But then you make them what they are. You give them some trial tribulations that make them wonder if that's what they should be. But they are. They come through that at some point. And I might be wrong on this. A lot of people might be like, a lot of people. No one listens to this shit. But the one guy who's listening to this and is interested.
He's interesting because he listens to it.
Yes, I love you, man. You're going to shriek in horror, but at some point during the timeline, they have trials and tribulations, yes. At some point, they go away. They have to. They are replaced by someone else. And that someone else is there temporarily, and I don't mean through a death, the death of Superman, death of whatever. They have to go away for some reason. This new character has to be different than the old one. Batman had Azrael, Superman had the 4 Supermans. It has to be different. And the reason is not to sell comic books. No, stop. This isn't the 90s.
Yeah.
It's not to sell comic
It's just
books.
to have a shadow of
A comparison to go, why was the
this
original
is why this guy
necessary?
sucks because the original is so much better.
The original that you've taken for granted is necessary because the new guy's a psychopath. The new guy is only in it for the glory.
Or it's just it's very 90s version of energy superhero Superman or evil Superman.
He's radical.
Yeah.
So
You yearn for the old again.
and then he
You revitalize it.
Then
yeah.
he reappears.
Yeah.
Now, call me crazy. That seems reasonable. Proto, ups and a story arc where you learn about the person, some ups and downs, him replaced, him back, interesting stories. Not, hey, I'm walking, I see a Joker's face, I slap it on, now I'm part of the Suicide Squad. Come on.
So let's think about classic Suicide Squad stories here. Usually they're invading a foreign power. because the U.S. government's not allowed to go there.
Yeah.
So they have to do it secretly. Task Force X is sent in, which is Suicide Squad. And usually it's like to either infiltrate... The best ones were back in the time when Russia was a superpower.
When we had a real...
I guess you can use China now. But you don't want to use China
No.
because China is where you're going to sell this movie.
China isn't your enemy. Russia
You're right,
was the
yeah.
enemy. There was a Cold War.
China owns the United States.
China is another superpower that there's some jealousy going on.
So do you make up a country? Like, what's the country that Black Adam was from? Or
Yeah, I suppose...
Adak, or whatever it's called. Adak?
Yeah, you could get a Latveria going. You could get a...
I forget what it's called. They had a version of that in DC.
But you could...
Or North Korea. North Korea is always easy.
And you know what? That's probably the closest thing. Because you can't go Afghanistan or Iraq. It's too close to home. There's
And
people over
it's
there
not
right now.
It's not so black and white in Afghanistan.
Yeah. And,
I guess ISIS is. You could have them go out.
now.
But
no.
even that's something the U.S. military could do, though. This has to be something that the
exactly.
U.S. government can't do, which is North Korea. Which
North
makes
Korea.
sense.
So, well, we're saving Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
Our movie opens North Korea.
Just starting in North Korea.
The Red Star, North Korea.
Kim Jong-il Kim Jong-un just eating.
eating noodles, and he's got...
And as you pan back, there's just more and more empty bowls of noodles.
Okay, this is...
this isn't a Deadpool movie, sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So we're not going to go with Kim Jong-il eating massive quantities of noodles. A, both racist, and B, a little...
It's not racist. The fact is he's fat.
Yeah, but it could have been like a turkey or something. I don't know.
What? You said noodles. It wasn't me. I just said he was eating.
Rice?
They don't have rice there. They're
Okay.
too poor.
So-
Something nuclear? Stop the nuclear missiles?
Okay, yeah.
That's something that they're trying to do?
It sounds
Foil
like
their missiles.
something reasonable. North Korea, boom. You're going to have... Because we're not going to start with origin stories for everyone just yet. I liked your idea about seeing the psychiatrist, but I think this mission happens flawlessly, quickly, and is done. You see everyone do something.
I don't think it should be flawless. I think they'll lose a member, and then...
They always lose members.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but they think he's dead, and then later it comes back, he's not dead, and they have to go rescue him or something. They'll go rogue off of Suicide Squad and have to go get him.
Okay. Well,
Because you're like, oh, these are just bad guys, but they have a little bit of loyalty.
where they find out, hey, we left him. And
We left somebody behind. We don't leave anybody behind.
Well, if it was Boomerang...
No, but Boomerang would be like, yes, we do. And they're like, no, we don't, dickhead. Well, I'm not going.
Yeah,
Waller's like...
Amanda Waller goes, okay, yeah, enough of this bullshit about, camaraderie, whatever. I don't care about that. You guys do whatever you want. But... if they get tied back to my prison that I run, and that prisoner's supposed
but
to
even
be...
Waller, I like the idea of Waller even being like, yeah, we're going to do it.
But
the government...
she'd never admit it.
No, but she'd be... Yeah, she goes against the government. She'll go against the U.S. government.
I just think she says, okay, go. If you're doing it because you're pals, go ahead. But I don't want this linked back to this jail cell that I say on my paperwork and my warden and they say that guy is sitting rotten in that cell right now. And if they find out he's in North Korea, it's my ass. No. Go. Your bombs are turned off. Do whatever it takes.
Yeah, and then they have to go back. But anyway,
Okay, let's not bury the lead.
But you start... Yeah, they do a mission.
That seems like the third act.
Yeah, that's the end. Yeah,
that's
for sure.
third act.
So yeah, they do a mission, and they're trying to stop the bombs.
You see Deadshot,
Who would be the person?
Harley Quinn,
It has to be someone that they would
Bronze Tiger, King Shark for CGI, because we're making King Shark now. He's not trapped.
If he's actually in it, yeah. Because
we haven't even got the roster. We're half an hour. We're half an hour and we haven't even got the first scene done. We're not saving Hollywood. We're fillering.
So it's easy once we get going.
I thought so too, but the brakes just been put on.
Just because I said King Shark might not be in it. Yeah, we'll have a classic lineup. We'll have.
You're the one who's got a hard on for King Shark.
I know, but I was thinking in the storyline we're making, King Shark doesn't really fit. But Count Vertigo,
which I thought was the reason he could go through the rest of the storyline without being there. He's there. You show.
He's the one caught.
Yeah. You show.
Nice.
You put it on the table. You go, look. This is what we'll do.
Yeah. And then he gets caught. They think he's dead, but he's caught, and they found out later he's caught, not dead.
Yeah.
And then okay, so that's the beginning. They start this thing, but King Shark gets caught.
They disable.
They think he's dead, but he's caught.
They disable nuclear missile.
They foil the nuclear testing or whatever.
Because how come all these things are splashing down off in the middle
they're
of the
the
sea
reason
by
for it,
Japan?
yeah.
Well, it's because they sent the Suicide Squad over a couple days earlier. They tinker with it. They got it. So we're gonna need a Deadshot.
Deadshot.
And all he's doing is he's just watching, making sure none of the guards interfere.
Yeah, he just stays on watch. Yeah.
Now,
Once in a while, next.
if he has to.
Yeah.
Because if you made too much of a ruckus, then they wouldn't be launching the missile afterwards to
Yeah.
have it fail. But you've got Captain Boomerang. He can knock some people out with his boomerangs or whatever. He can go off the
You
script.
get Cheetah. You get.
Because he has to go off the script. Right
Who's the lady that had multiple personalities?
Weather Witch.
Yeah, she should definitely be in it. I like
Now
her.
we're bringing magic in.
It's magic's magic. It's
Magic's magic.
she is magic, but
Magic's magic.
you got a talking shark.
Which at that point you can go, okay, a mutation, a
Yeah,
of
whatever.
like
It's a superpower that looks like magic kind of thing.
Yeah, okay, but now we're going float magic.
Yeah, but it could be a superpower that looks like magic.
Can we have Zatanna in it?
She's not a bad guy.
No, but I want to see a woman dressed up in that little magic outfit.
That's another movie.
I wonder what Parky Posey's doing right now.
Being old.
Oh,
Oh.
Parker, call me. Call me.
So anyways, yeah, so we'll have those. They go in, they foil it, but King Shark they think he gets killed. He falls into a trap or something, and they think he's dead.
The guards surround him. They're like, oh my god, we could get him. And then all of a sudden you hear gunshots.
Yeah.
And Boomerang's like, fuck it, guys, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
He's dead for sure. And then, yeah, I guess so. And then, like,
And Deadshot's not there, so he's like, guys,
what's going on? What's going on? He's in the radio.
And then they come back. Where's Shark? He's dead.
I saw it. He got grazed for sure. Okay, well, meet it back.
And they're like, well, we gotta go back. No, there's no time. And the helicopter lands and capture him.
go back for shark corpse. You want
You want sushi?
You're crazy. Come on, get on the chopper. And then everyone goes. You go. They're doing a debriefing.
Yep. You get the whole backstory of
Psychiatrist
each
is
one.
talking to
Yeah.
them. Okay, what kind of debriefing is this? You seem like I'm actually, I'm trying to work through your things, And you need someone who's like a good. It doesn't have to be a person in the DC universe.
Yeah. Well, there's just a general psychiatrist for Suicide
Yeah.
Squad. Just
Yeah.
some guy.
Just some guy.
He was a priest, actually.
You can
Oh, there was a priest and there was a psychiatrist. There was two different ones.
maybe both.
Yeah, for sure. They had both at the same time.
You use their names because people in the know will be like, oh,
Don't be like,
someone cares.
his name's this, but his real name's Robin.
Yeah. Well, why don't you use your real name? It's so beautiful. And what's that? Gary.
Anyways.
Anyways.
Yeah, so you get... Because that's the whole thing back in Belle Reve prison where the Suicide Squad is. They have
Right.
a whole, staff. There's, a girl who runs the computer who's... she wants to be on missions and things, but she's just a computer person. And she's in love with Bronze Tiger because he's handsome. And
we don't even need to go as far
he doesn't even notice her.
future as Gordon's son, who's a psychopath.
No, I don't like the edit. That was when it kind of fell off the rails for me.
It did, but there's some classic characters that we could have there,
Yeah,
like
you can mix timelines. You can have Harley back in the timeline where she wasn't there and things like that. But
I don't mind even if someone. If some of the people are like Weather Witch is from right off the hop,
yeah,
if we have that with Harley, that's two female characters that are bookends of the series,
yeah,
and that's right there telling people, listen,
we're taken from everywhere. Yeah,
this isn't gonna be a chronological what's been done in
this
the
is the
comic
cool
book
bits.
before.
This is the cool bits version.
So we establish who they are through the psychiatrist. Now I'm gonna because you just read through the entire series,
Yeah.
within the last 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah.
What storyline is it that we're going to borrow from because we can? We're Warner Brothers.
Well,
We
that's
own all the material.
Yeah, the one I was thinking of was the whole kidnapped and they have to go back. There was that guy who can't remember his face. He got changed. He was kind of left behind and in Russia though, and later on they found he was there and they went and rescued him. And the Weather Witch, she changed, but then she went nuts and
That's what she does.
and
That's why she's in prison.
she almost blew the whole thing and actually where it started where he got captured was they were trying to get this political person out. And it turned out she didn't want to be out because she wanted to be a martyr. And
as long as she stayed in prison, people
Yeah.
would start following her.
or
and
if she
think
was
she's
even
hard
killed,
to come by.
she'd be even bigger. But they brought her out, and she's like, she didn't want to be brought out. And they're like, the next time when you ask us to go kidnap someone, ask if they want to be saved or not, because she didn't want to be saved. But then he gets left behind from that, and that's so the whole point was it was a stupid mission that they shouldn't have gone on. The government sent them on a dumb mission, and they lost one of their people. And then later they find out he's not dead, and they have to go back and save him.
So what if whoever they send to disable his rocket from North Korea, he gets there and goes, Okay, then whoever it is goes, yeah, we can sabotage this, but quite literally, these ass-backward primitives,
They wouldn't have done it anyways. Yeah.
it's going to splash down in the ocean.
We don't have to sabotage this.
We're here for no reason.
Yeah.
Absolutely no reason. They don't have it right yet.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, okay, well then...
And then they try to extract. King
Yeah.
Shark gets caught.
Get out of there, guys.
Yeah.
You don't even touch it. Let these idiots do this.
Yeah. And then King Shark gets caught, and then they so it was a useless mission. King Shark got caught.
So we've now borrowed pretty heavily from
Another story, yeah.
famous storyline. Now, what happens next? After we do character development through the psychiatry.
Yeah.
Next, what happens in this storyline that?
I assume they have to go on a different mission, right?
Yeah.
And maybe since it's a Suicide Squad, we get some deaths happening.
Yeah, we need some disposables, and we also not disposables because when we make a movie, it's gonna have sequels. It's so good, and we need to have.
Yeah. You take some people that aren't the main character. You're not going to kill Harley. You're not going to kill Deadshot. You're not going to kill King Shark. Well, King Shark's already kidnapped.
Bronze Tiger, maybe, but I don't.
No,
want
he's
to.
a major character too.
Cheetah,
you're not going to kill, but you could add. You're not going to kill Captain Boomerang, but you could add other people in, like
Black Spider.
Yeah, Black Spider, or who's that girl? The girls, remember? Like
You're killing a woman in this movie.
sure, it's not a dog.
You're pro. You're pro woman. You're pro.
Yeah, that's right. Equal rights. They get
Ethnics.
equally killed.
Okay, well, you're a feminist. Rob Harper, you're a feminist.
What was her name? The
I don't know. You didn't get to finish.
Killer Frost or one of those people.
I stepped all over your.
I couldn't remember I was asking you who the person was.
And you just said that woman, and
Killer Frost or one of those like.
okay, Killer Frost. That's an interesting because she's being introduced in the Flash
show?
universe. That there's going to be an established character people will know because I do remember in the cartoon the Justice League cartoons she's a bit crazy. She's almost redundant in the fact that she's a bit psychopathic with Harley Quinn there. So I maybe she might be expendable, a Killer Frost. And you know what? You know in the movie Super from what's
James
his name?
Gunn.
James Gunn. And he mixes it up emotions all the time. Like
Yeah, you get like funny, and all of a sudden somebody gets their head blown off.
Well, you're tracking with me.
That's what. Yeah.
Remember that reveal when Rainn Wilson flips over his just new sidekick that he just let join him because she raped him so that he would let him join. And you see that she had half her head blown off.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Something like that. Now if you want New 52 grittiness.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you need that much grittiness.
But something like that, like a woman, like
Yeah,
you'll be all right. We'll get you in there. Just hang in there. Flip her over and go. Oh,
yeah, she's dead.
She's no. There's no hanging in there. There's no.
Yeah, you think that you're like
just hang on. We'll get you the chopper. There's no. You can do this. I know.
Yeah, for sure. Like Vixen's. It's not Cheetah. It's Vixen that we're trying to think of. And Captain Cold.
Captain Cold, he's going to be in the new Flash. So, like I said, with Killer Frost, there's going to be an established character. It's going to be a different universe, different actor, different backstory, different character, the way it's played.
Yeah.
I understand that, but people will go, oh, I'm watching this show. It has someone named Killer Frost. This movie has Killer Frost. It's a different Killer Frost, but...
The guy, his name is Nemesis. He's the one who changed his face.
Oh.
And the crazy lady's Enchantress, not Weather Witch. It's Enchantress who's crazy.
Well, Weather Witch has the exact same thing.
Is she?
Yeah. I can go grab the comic book right now, because I was just reading it the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got some crazy characters. There's enough of them. You can add any villain that you can want to just kill off to because you got to kill one since it is Suicide Squad.
It's now time for an intermission. Head on out to the lobby and get yourselves a snack.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Rob.
Funny meeting you here.
In the studio, in front of the mic. It's uncanny.
It's not a regular occurrence anymore. Ever since Studio H got shut down for, things.
Violations. Health code violations. You know how it is.
Ever since that happened, it's not been as regular.
Speaking of regular, you regularly update your Twitter account.
I call it our Twitter account because it's Vinland OTR.
And what does that stand for, Rob?
Vinland Old Time Radio. That's this little podcast we do. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Have not.
That's funny because you recorded it. Oh, I didn't tell you were recording?
No, this is just me being me. Anyways, so if someone would want to follow your Your Twitter account.
Our Twitter account.
How would they do that?
At VinlandOTR.
Fantastic. And people who don't want to follow our Twitter account, who are on Twitter, you make baby Jesus cry. Live with that.
At VinlandOTR. 2 N's in Vinland. It's not Vineland, it's Vinland. If you can't spell, we don't want you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's performance of Jack and Rob Save Hollywood.
So one of them would have to go, and I think I like I like the cut of your jib that it's going to be abroad, because you're a feminist. And so this next mission, what's this next mission?
I don't. It's hard because it's the world is not much you can do.
And I say that you don't even. Some of them want staples. Don't even bring Harley Quinn on the next one.
No.
Don't even bring
Deadshot or someone like that.
Why is this person? Why is the Unknown Soldier leading?
It's a different mission. Yeah.
Because I'm saying, and I'm Amanda Waller, and I'm saying he's the leader.
It's got to be something shady, real shady.
Well, where's this person?
I think there should be like an underlying anti-U.S. government where the U.S. government's like doing it wrong, and they have to like fix things, and then in the end they find out it's all for naught.
What if it's on American soil? What if it's someone
like that,
counter to
someone against I'm
not saying they have to go to
not realistic.
The Wall Street protests and start shooting up hippies or going into Fergus and start blasting away at this. But something
like it's
internal,
something that there's somebody that's against the government and he's a
crooked government.
Well, that's the whole point. I think it should turn out that the government is crooked, and no matter what they do, they can't fix it. They're just part of the system because they are still prisoners, right? They can do their little bit of rebellion, and at the end, it's just a downer. It's like real life. It's a downer.
Amanda Waller can't be wrong every time, or else she's a dipshit. I'm just
saying.
But
that's why. But she is part of the government. She doesn't necessarily.
Well, in that comic book, the storyline that you read that impressed you enough that you said that we should do what was their mission and what they come to fruition on for that second go. Like during that storyline when they thought Nemesis was captured.
Oh, it was many episodes later. They went on tons of missions.
Yeah, but I'm saying but there must have been something some of them. You said that storyline was good.
Well, the whole thing was good. The whole series was good.
And that's why we can't fail. That's why
I know
we
you could
need
choose
to save
any.
Hollywood.
I know you could choose any, but there was I can't remember any other ones that come to mind really. I know a lot of it was Russia because at the time Russia was the enemy. So,
well then, the one that sticks out for me, the Suicide Squadron storyline for me that sticks out would not be suitable for a movie. There is literally a giant rock monster that is there, and it was part of either Crisis on the Infinite Earths or
some major thing.
It was a major thing, and quite literally, Weather Witch said, I can stop it. She starts doing all her weather stuff, and she starts going insane. And it turns out Captain Boomerang, he was just being a douche. Bronze Tiger was there. Some other guy, big white, almost like Solomon Grundy, but he wasn't. And one of them was there specifically because Weather Witch goes crazy. I think it was Bronze Tiger. So he takes her out, and then they're fighting this big rock monster, and then the rock monster grabs the white guy and smushes him in his hand. He's dead, and then eventually they shoot the thing. It doesn't work. Long story short, eventually I think they had to nuke it from orbit or something. Like it was
just to be sure.
Just to be sure. That does not fit into.
No, that's a little out there
because it was.
See, I like the whole spy kind of more super international assassin spy kind of theme.
Grounded because WD's doing Grounded, and we have to, if we're going to be catering to what they're doing now but doing it better, we have to kind of still cater. So if there's no mission that sticks out in your mind, then let me just think. I'm moving my hand
Is this you
about
thinking?
my head, letting thoughts pour in. I've got an old storyline from a Vindicator comic book coming to mind.
Vindicator.
Oh, I've got a Deadshot 4-part miniseries. Oh, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't work for Suicide Squad, but he tells, I think it was a senator, he tells him to put his hands on his desk, and he puts his fists down on top of his hands, and he has
his gun wrists.
Yeah, they don't do it in the WB series that much, but there's 45 caliber like rotary cannons on his wrists, and he blows the guy's hands off because he's not allowed to kill the guy, even though he was responsible for a lot of things that had happened, a lot of cock ups during the whole thing. He wasn't allowed to kill him. He used to, don't kill him, so he blew both his hands off. Oh, yeah. Now I'm just waxing nostalgic. WB, that's what you have to do. I'm thinking back to comic books as a kid going, this would be awesome.
You have the opportunity just to read every comic book and pick the ones.
You're not doing that for kids right now. You're not. This gritty, bloody, hack and slash, you're not doing it.
So yeah, I think it should come down to, in the comics, there was a corrupt politician who was like influencing what was happening with the team. So it should turn into like a political intrigue kind of almost like Captain America 2.
Where at some point it turns out that the instructions that Amanda Waller was getting started to get slanted in a specific
political way, yeah.
And she's like, okay, well guys,
we're supposed to assassinate this person, but that's only helping this person's career.
Yeah, like the instructions we're getting should be unilateral for the good of the country, and there's someone who's really just putting the poker in the fire and giving a good couple jabs, and this guy here he's
But the best part about the comic book was that their like leader who went off the deep end, Flag, he went after this politician, but they knew that if he killed him, it would be such bad publicity and they'd get outed. So they had to go stop their own person from killing this person they knew was a bad guy, but they had to protect him because of it would out the whole Suicide Squad. So it was like they had to stop him, but then it ended up they got another way to get revenge at the bad guy.
A nice a nice like comeuppance revenge story. Okay, I like it.
So it's like, yeah, so they over the time they keep getting screwed over by the government. So like, you can have Flag in there because he'll be like the straight-laced guy the whole time. You're like, oh, he's the guy. He's
the second mission. They do it on instructions. She names the senator. This guy says, we're doing this.
Yeah.
This mission goes off. More character develop.
People get killed. And the mission goes south again.
Weather Witch dies.
So Flag is like
more character development through the psychiatrist. Maybe some people release some more information, a little more close to the chest. Some throwbacks, how things are affected.
Tie it in. Everything ties in.
Third mission, and these are going to be quick. Like they're not. We're not doing like a whole act on one mission. You come back, another mission. To people who are paying attention, some flags should be coming up.
Yeah. Why are they doing this? What's the political ends?
Eventually, someone's going to say it outright for the people who aren't following, or maybe that it just happens to escape them, whatever. But now we're at this point. I think at some point they know this guy's screwed up. This guy's screwed up.
Yeah, they realize that this guy's manipulating them, but they can't do much about it because he's a senator.
And I think, and follow me here, at the same time they find out King Shark's alive.
Yeah.
The team's got a choice. They can either take care of the senator that they know has been using them as pawns and really just screwing over everyone, or rescue their companion. And I think would be interesting if they start heading over to do that thing, but Flag, who's not on this mission, starts heading over towards the senator.
So it's a race against time. Flag's going after the senator. They have to get King Shark and get back to stop Flag.
Hey, this is Amanda Waller. I know you're in North Korea right now, and
get your ass back here.
It sounds like it's going. Flag, yeah, but Senator.
Yeah, whatever.
Blake.
Whatever his name is in there, yeah.
Yeah, whatever his name is, because we'll use the real name.
Yeah, it's the real name.
Whatever his name is, because people in the know will know, people who don't.
Senator Cray, his name is.
Senator Cray. Flag is, well, how's that happening, Amanda? How is that you've let that happen?
He's been blackmailing her.
Yeah. Oh, well, his mission was something completely different, and
Cray's been controlling Waller this whole time.
Yeah, his mission is completely different, and he was supposed to be doing this. Well, why isn't it just detonate his head? You'd do that to any of us. Yeah, well, he also has the code, and he's disabled.
No, but it'd just be like, no, Flag's not a prisoner. He doesn't have a.
There you go. Yeah,
he's not like you guys. He's not a prisoner. He's the leader.
Yeah. Did you think he was a prisoner here? Like, no, he was part of Task Force X.
He's Colonel something Flag. He's a major guy.
He doesn't have the bomb.
So he's going after Cray. They have to get King Shark, get back, stop Flag, and yet somehow the senator still get his comeuppance somehow.
Okay, so they stop Flag in a very a very nice, big, flashy, and both sides are right. That's the best part of movies. When he's saying this guy deserves it, and they're saying yes, we do. Well, we can do this. Well, no, you can't because this. And both sides seem rational. A Civil War type thing where, and not the American Civil War, but a comic book Civil War. The American Civil War, everyone knew what the right side was. Where you have to...
That's the best thing in the comic. So you get two sides, and you're like, well, he's not doing a bad thing, but...
He's right. If I was in his position, I would want to put a bullet in that guy's head, and I wouldn't think twice. And then you think the other side, you could, but... The ramifications of that are so bad that you're probably doing more harm than good. What about the hippopotamus oath? Yeah, well, then you go back to the other side. That would be interesting. And eventually, they stop Flag. They've got to stop Flag because
this is the best in the comics. This is what happens. Flag goes to kill this senator. He gets him to meet him at the where Lincoln is. Where's that? The Lincoln Memorial.
Okay, yeah.
So this is where the confrontation happens. Nice and see. Flag's gonna kill Cray. Deadshot comes in, and instead of stopping Cray stopping Flag from killing, since Flag is a military officer, instead of stopping him from killing Cray, Deadshot kills Cray. He's a criminal. What's the difference? He kills somebody.
He's already got life in prison.
So he kills him and clears Flag's name and goes to jail for it.
And stands up and goes, "There's me.
Yep.
Everyone, right here."
That's a great twist. I love that twist. Where it's like you think he's going to stop Flag, and
because the sight
shoots him right in the head.
The crosshairs go on Flag, and it's like...
No, I think it should be more personal with his hand weapon. Where he's like, Flag, you can't kill him. If you kill him, you're part of the government. You can't. You're
I'm
military.
thinking very quiet. Audience doesn't know anything's going on. Flag, I'm here. I'm watching you. Yes, I know you are, and I can handle myself. I don't think you got it in. You don't got the balls, and I'm going to I'm going to do this. Flag, I got to stop you. And meanwhile, you see like a kid with balloons going, "Hey!"
You want it? This all happened at night in the comic book. You want it more broad daylight?
Broad daylight, because he's out. He's in front of a podium. And he's talking about how he's going to, I'm here for the people. I want 2 chickens in every pot. I want a car in every garage. That he's kissing a baby.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there's people standing right beside
So you want more
Craig,
tension, not so much action.
And I want to draw it out. I can stop you right now. Yeah, well,
so
you can try.
I think this would be a neat way to do it. So the team goes off, but Deadshot's been injured, so he's in the hospital. So we can't go with the team to go get King Shark.
Yes.
So the whole team's after King Shark. You think they have to get back in time. They're not going to get back in time. All of a sudden, Deadshot's there.
Just happens to be there.
No, he's not happens to be there. Waller took him out of the hospital. It's like, you have to do it.
I know.
And he's hurt. And he's shaking a bit, so you're not sure you can make the shot.
Because they're like, we're not going to make it. We're over the Atlantic right now.
Yeah.
There is
Time's run out. Oh no! It's like,
well, I guess the guy's going to have a flip top head then, eh? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
No, that's not the point. This is going to blow.
You
the
can't
lid
have
off
Flag, who's the leader of a team of American. Flag's the public persona of Task Force
he's like
S.
the Captain America of Task Force S. You can't have him do that. And, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, what's the difference? I'm in jail anyways. What do I care?
I'll do it if I was there, and then...
So you got Deadshot trying to talk him down.
And
then Flag's making great points, like, this guy's an asshole, we can't...
And then
he goes against everything that America stands for.
What are we going to do? We're screwed. And Emmanuel goes, I always have a plan B. What? I always have a plan B. I got a man in place. And then you pan over to Deadshot, and you just see him
and he
with
talks
the
him down.
crosshairs.
And then you think that he's talking, and Emmanuel's like, take the shot, kill Flag. You have to kill Flag, kill Flag. Like, we can't have him kill.
There's no other alternative. And then
Deadshot, there's always another alternative.
Boom! And then you see Craig go down. People scatter, whatever, and
you just see
Deadshot
walk up
with his hands up, walks right past Craig, looks over at him,
or right past Flag,
right past Flag, gives him
and Flag's like,
"Hey, buddy,
you did what I was going to do."
Yep. And then,
that's a nice ending. I like that.
And then at some point he goes, "Well, you going to arrest me?" Cray actually has to, or
Flag has to arrest. He ends up being the hero to arrest
him. Be the hero you're supposed to be, douchebag, or whatever he says.
I'll take the bullet this time.
I got a life sentence, 10 more years, 20 more
What's
years.
The difference?
It doesn't matter to me.
That's right. I'm in there anyways.
Yeah, and then just as you see the Suicide Squad storming across a field, and they stop. What the hell? And it's just Deadshot being arrested, put into a thing, and
or they're just they got their VTOL,
or they're
about to land.
You see it on the television.
Yeah, they're about to land, and they're like, and they use her Waller, call him off, bring him back. And they're like, no, we gotta... No, it's too late.
Turn on the television.
Yeah.
You just see
and then
being
you get like...
carted into
you get like Harley going, oh, Puddin'.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a nice twist, because you think Suicide Squad, you think the end's going to be Suicide Squad gets back, fights Flag, saves this corrupt criminal.
But
then
much like
just,
the real world, it's not
Yeah.
a heroic thing.
Yeah.
It's not a big flashy thing.
Yeah.
It's one bullet and a bunch of sneaky nonsense.
and the bad guy gets put in jail, but he's the good guy in reality.
So that's the third act. Is that for the most part, that's going to be a nice long drawn out scene in my mind. I'm seeing tension. I'm seeing potential kids in
and a lot of Deadshot trying to talk him down,
and you see both sides of the
like a
situation.
discussion,
and maybe Amanda Waller breaks into that conversation.
like, shoot him, shoot him.
She's frantic because you use her and the music to build up the tension, like
and the Suicide Squad trying to get back,
but they're not going to.
Yeah.
And you pan over to innocent victims, a lot of innocent victim shots,
and show that Deadshot is sure every other time he's made the shot perfectly, but he's hurt, so he's like make his blurred vision, or like he's got a head wound.
He's only got one eye, so like,
and he's got a head wound or something he's
you
like
blast some sand into that one eye.
Yeah,
actually, because he uses the electronic.
But even
eye.
so, like the reason he was in the hospital, maybe he got like a head, so he's like blurred vision.
Yeah,
he wants to go on the mission to go save King Shark. You can't go. You can't see straight.
You're not cleared. I'm sorry.
You're going to shoot one of your own people, and then she has to put him out there because he's the last hope.
Who do we got? Well, Amanda, really, to be honest, we've got this guy. He's not suitable. This guy, no.
Yeah, he's more likely to kill the crowd than the...
Yeah, he will literally just I don't know what choose, like, say shrapnel or something.
He'll just blow up everybody.
You want him to just throw bombs at someone in a crowd? Like,
there's only one person that can do this.
But he's injured. But
and while it's like, there's only one person who can do this. No, he's not cleared. You can't put him on.
I'm clearing him.
We have to. He's our only hope.
Yeah. Who signs those forms? Well, it would be this person.
Because the moment you should do that, like the reveal will be Deadshot aiming at Flag, and then all this is like a flashback of how he got there, kind of.
Yeah, because you don't need to mention who it is they're talking about until she goes, "Well, I'm clearing him now."
No, yeah, because it's Deadshot, but like it'd be like,
but you don't have to say
how
this
this ended up him being in that position. Have a little flashback to show how he got there.
Okay, so now we've
got the beginning and the end, and then the middle is just missions.
And one or two missions where you have
the corrupt government. You can tell there's something going on,
and you really play up the way the people, because you mix up the roster each time, and
you still have the core group
who plays off who and for why and whatever, and they're going to be successful missions because they can't always be a
successful, but like morally, like why do we do this kind of mission?
Yeah, but at some point, like the wiser people are like, I don't understand why we did that, but
like Ron's Tiger and Deadshot are like we should, and meanwhile like Captain Kirk, who cares? We got to beat up some protesters. Who cares?
What does it matter?
And Harley Quinn's like, yeah, and then she kind of like settle down there, Deadshot.
I had fun. I could have been sitting in a cell, or I could be out here hitting people with a novelty-sized hammer.
Yeah.
Which do you think I would prefer?
But I like the fact that she'd be like, at first she's on Boomerang's side, but then she'd realize, wait, I like this guy. I'm more on, she's like, and she's smart. Like, that's the whole point. Harley Quinn's very smart. So,
but she's also psychotic. So whatever side she plays on for whatever time,
for whatever reason, but. Because she does enjoy the violence, but she also would be like, yeah, why are we doing this?
Because I don't like being played like a sucker. I'm not a sucker either.
Yeah.
The Joker treated me like a sucker for years now.
She should be like sucking a giant sucker. I'm no sucker!
And I want you, for the sake of, just for the sake of seriousness, ignore the fact that I'm licking a giant sucker. It seems ironic, but it's not.
Yeah, it's just a coincidence. I'm not Alanis Morissette.
And then, okay, so he gets arrested.
She's obviously the comedic relief of the whole movie.
At the end, now, you can't end there with Deadshot being...
I think so. That'd be great, where he just arrests him and that's the end.
Well then, okay, so he's getting carted away, and she's like, call him back, and then the rest of them are like, they can't do anything. Because they're like, we could break him out right now.
But where are you going to break him out to? We're going back to Belle Reve too. He's going there.
So we'll meet you there, Puddin'. Then we'll meet you there, Puddin'.
Yeah.
And then, so the credits start rolling as he's being carted away.
Yeah.
Are we going to do like an after credits thing? Are we going to start marveling this bitch up?
DC, they don't marvel up that much, do they?
I wish they would.
What was your? Let's hear this idea you have for the after credits.
I'm just saying a final psychiatrist
Like, why'd you do it?
Yeah, just an explanation, because what we said...
It should be this dark screen. Why'd you do it? Because it was the right thing.
Yeah, because we didn't explain something so... It wasn't rocket science, what we just described. It wasn't an amazing thing. But I would like to hear in Deadshot's voice why he did it,
Yeah.
why Flag did it, and then at the end, and I'm just saying because I want to sell some toys, at the end, King Shark in full sharkness...
Dancing Groot.
A Dancing Groot moment where they're like, hey, King Shark, what was it like, like we want to work for you things, and he just does something wacky.
Or, yeah, at the end, yeah, dude, like interspersed through the whole credits, you have just a shot of them doing on the couch kind of thing.
Yeah.
And at the end, yeah, it's King Shark. So, how was your time in Korea? He's like, I learned to enjoy Korean food.
Yeah, and then they're like...
Meanwhile, he's eating like so many guards.
Yeah, well, hey, I enjoyed, I learned to enjoy Korean food,
I learned to enjoy Korean.
And then all of a sudden, he just goes, I'm so hungry.
Yeah,
And the camera,
screen,
he takes the screen, like in his mouth.
yeah, yeah. The whole time you don't see the psychiatrist, you're from the psychiatrist's point of view.
And then all of a sudden, wow. And then you're like, did you just eat the psychiatrist? What the fuck?
Yeah, and it'd be like, I learned to enjoy Korean. You look a little Korean.
But
yeah, the end.
the end, okay.
Suicide Squad returns. Suicide Squad 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes, Electric Boogaloo indeed.
I think that's... We ended up squeezing out a good movie there.
Like, much like a...
We did steal 100% of it from John Ostrander.
Oh, I feel bad.
From our heart to your mind.
But the thing is... That's what we've always said about Marvel is they don't reinvent the wheel. They say we've had 70 years of good writing that we can pick
We just
and choose
coincidentally,
from.
the best writing for Suicide Squad was all the same guy. That's all.
We could pick and choose anything in the DC's history. We could choose, like, why would you then go, oh, I can do better?
Yeah.
That's just pompous assness.
Yeah.
That you can get a committee together of stuffy shirts and go, we can
Or hire Orsi and...
no, oh Jesus Christ, let's Lindelof this bitch.
Yeah.
No, you already
No,
have the
yeah, you had the perfect writer write it. Just do what he did.
We just bookended
And
his
what we
ideas.
did was we modified it to be get all the good people in it, and B, to make it modern so that it's
contemporary.
Korea and
yes.
And the whole don't trust the government thing is always contemporary.
It's kind of contemporary. And all we did was bookend his ideas with the capture and the kill.
Yeah.
The middle few episodes is going to be all... Now, I'm not saying you couldn't take good...
Yeah. He only had like
comic
3 or
book.
4 storylines. Like, it wasn't long.
And there's so many storylines that you could make any one of those.
Yeah.
Especially... And
They're fighting, like, yeah.
I'm going on a limb here. Don't get me wrong. By the time this movie gets made, DC might have pulled their heads out of their collective asses, past the sphincter and hemorrhoids, out through the cheeks, away from the entire posterior, and said, we have a universe we could build, a single universe,
Yeah.
and one of those missions could be involving one of the other movies in that universe.
Yeah, like on a different level. Almost like Marvel did with their prequels for the...
Find out who Batman is. That bastard's been causing some trouble.
Batman and Suicide Squad. Batman did the opposite. He infiltrated Suicide Squad in the comics, which is hilarious.
Yeah, well, don't watch Assault on Arkham. It's the worst ever.
But Batman tries to... He finds out who's in Suicide Squad. Or, like, what's happening was why these villains are out. And then he brings in the whole Justice League International, because that was the same time that Giffen and those people were doing
I
that
love
comic.
Justice League International.
So,
I have a ton of those.
When they went and saved Nemesis, who was the person captured in Russia, it was Justice League International and Suicide Squad teaming up to go save Nemesis. That's where it went. So it was a crossover. So
Well,
imagine that comic, like
so-
you get like
yeah.
Guy Gardner and Captain Boomerang.
So
and-
again, we're going like your head touching colon all the way out. So at their boardroom, they're now standing erect, heads still covered in feces, but out of their asses. And they decide to make a crossover. One of those missions, if they had to find out who Batman was or something like
or
that.
even have like Superman standing on the stage with the Cray, like someone like some other superheroes there.
Superman would probably...
You'd be able to catch the bullet.
Yeah, he's too godlike.
But like someone else.
But in the middle, if one of the missions was something to do with Superman, and they're like, okay, it's not kill Superman. No one's going to be able to kill Superman. But What if the mission was to
distract Superman because he's getting too close to finding out what Kray's doing? Or
yeah. We don't need you to fight Superman.
Yeah.
We don't need you to kill Superman.
Bring him this way.
You just need to get him on
He's
another
here.
continent.
He's here. We want him over here.
And that's all you have to do. Cause a ruckus, do whatever. That sounds crazy. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Well, because Kray says that he's causing too much trouble.
And then maybe that's how Deadshot gets hurt. Superman, like, drops a building on him or something.
At some point, the Suicide Squad's like, hey, I'm over here. Oh, I'm a King Shark. And
Well, King Shark's in prison at that point.
Okay, well, and Superman goes, who's that guy way the hell up there? I-beams. Ow! It melts the gun out of his hand, but now his hand's burnt.
Yeah, so he can't steady the hand as much.
Ow, my hands are burnt, And then Superman fights the rest of them, and then they all go, okay, you've done it, get out of there, pull back.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they start running, and Superman's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, literally, I'm over there signing a kid's autograph book.
These guys assaulted me and then ran.
These guys show up, cause a ruckus, start pushing a retarded kid around.
And then they set have Shrapnel set something off, so Superman has to go save people, so he can't capture because otherwise he just captured them.
Yeah.
So he caused another distraction. He has to go over there to say a building's about to drop on a kid or something.
You could catch us, and then
they get away.
And then Deadshot's in there with his hands bandaged up.
He's like, and then they find out King Shark's. Yeah, and then they have to go after him. I think we got a good movie. I think that might be a Jack and Rob Save Hollywood.
That's a good tie-in to a movie that they have available. That because they'll be.
It didn't even have to be Superman. It could be anybody.
But tie it
Flash
in.
or
start making a universe.
Yeah.
Start doing something.
Tie her in.
Get something together.
And it'd just be a 5-minute cameo of Superman in this movie.
So what? You get Brandon Routh in for 5 minutes. What does it matter? It would be Brandon Routh.
He's a better Superman, but no. So I think we'll end that here with the Brandon Routh question.
There is no question. Oh, the question.
That's a different movie. We'll be back.
He would be that's a movie. A question movie would be...
Yeah, it'd be awesome, of course.
Why wouldn't that be a TV show? An X-Files type question?
Especially you could do it as Renee Montoya became the question, after the question. So it would be a female lead, too, as the question.
Ooh.
Anyways, that's beside the point.
Patent pending.
And we'll see you next time on Jack and Rob Save Hollywood.
And scene.
That's it for tonight's performance. Please help keep the theater clean by using the trash receptacles located at the entrance. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure you tell your friends. If you didn't, please keep it to yourself.
Okay, everyone, show's over. Make your ways to the exit. Oh, get out of here. Get moving. You. Take the ugly kids with you, too. Yeah, you. Come on, get out of here. No refunds.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Rob.
Have you heard of Dead Zone, the podcast, before?
Yes, I have. And where would you find that?
That would be at deadzonegame.podbean.com.
Dead Zone the podcast. Come to deadzonegame.podbean.com to check us out. News, reviews, a lot of talking. Come check out the Dead Zone.